Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button. I junk journal a slow stitch, do that as sustainably as possible, and I am in my just junk journal today. So let me reach over, I'll get the tray actually. So here's my tray. I've got some cardboard there for some reason. I'll take that out. Some big bits that I've been using for gluing on. But this is the tray of the journal and two of the signatures. So I've done sort of a first page. I decorated the cover. I think I did another page on the other side. I did this one. In fact, we're going to use the same stamp, and it kind of folds down that way, and there's a journaling spot there. So we are on our way to doing our little journal. These are the supplies that I have got. So it's one sweet box that is the kind of cover of the journal, and two free magazines that came through my front door. And what I did was I processed the magazines, I got the pages and the cover, and I also cut out any interesting pictures. So anything I found interesting, words or shapes, anything. And then after I did that, I went back in with my stamps. I chose a handful of stamps and I went in and I stamped all of these types of images. I've even been in with my punches and punched some little envelopes out. There's all kinds of things, and this is essentially my kit. So I'm allowing myself this, some wax thread to bind the signatures in, and my paint and my inks and my stamp. So it's actually quite a lot of things I'm allowing myself. I'm just not allowing myself printables or stickers. I don't do stickers anyway, but no washi tape. Literally the fabric of it has to be from those magazines. So now I've got my gesso and I have this page, and I've torn up, this was quite a large stamp, and I've torn it so that there's two separate elements now, and they're gonna kind of be like that ish. But obviously I don't want the modern building in the background, and there's other bits and pieces that are going to be in there too. So we are going to get our gesso and we're going to gesso it. In fact, because I know I'm not going to want that, because there's like flippy flappy bits on the other side that I know I'm not going to want. So we are going to gesso over all of it. I will leave the flippy flappy bits just white. I'm not gonna, and when I say gesso, I'm not gonna completely cover and make it very opaque. It's just a sort of a blurring of the background, and I'm not, like I'm adding a bit of to and fro. I don't care about my mat, so there's baby wipes if it gets really messy. But we're not bothered about that. I might put some paper under it. Depends what I'm going to do. I've got some gold acrylic paint because I'm feeling like I want the background to, on this centre spread, to be gold. So this is proper mixed media. I was watching some, like, I would say serious YouTubers. People who probably have art degrees. I don't have an art degree. I have an art GCSE. And how they execute things. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, you know what the difference is between them and me? It's a bit like the difference between a Michelin star cook and a quite, a reasonable home cook. And I think I'm a reasonable home cook, and that's all right. I'm happy with my reasonable home cook skills when it comes to crafting. Alright, so I've got that. I'm going to, while it's still relatively wet, I'm going to add the gold on. I might put the gold all over actually. Yeah, why not? Because I think the gold would look nice with that lilac-y colour. I don't think it'll take a lot of gold, because I'm not wanting to cover it completely, just sort of putting it in. It's ages since I've had my gesso out. I can't remember. I didn't use it for Junk Journal July. No, neither the acrylics. Long time. I think it's probably when I was playing with my jelly plate last time I had either one of these things out. Haven't played with my jelly plate for a long time. I have a video about playing with my jelly plate, but also it might be the first time I ever played with my jelly plate, but also I worked out that you could make, like, you can't do everything, but you can do a lot of stuff you can do on a jelly plate just with a plastic bag instead of the jelly plate. You know, so you don't have to buy all the things. You can do some really cool stuff without buying all the things. Right, how are we feeling about that? Might want to go back in with a bit more white. These dark bits are... I mean, I've got to remember, it's going to mostly be covered up, but also the magic is in the layers. The magic is definitely in the layers. That was what I was going for. I'll put a little bit more on this, even though I have no idea what I'm going to do on these pages, but it can be a first layer. Okay, where are we up to? Time wise, we're at 7 minutes. I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to dry it off. I'm going to put my paintbrush, not in my drink, in some water. And then we'll come back and we'll finish the page off. And then I might pause it, do a few more pages, do a sort of semi-flip through, and then we'll have a final one with a full flip through of the journal, so that you have an understanding, really, that you can make something pretty out of just junk. Yeah. Talk to you in a little while. Hello. I'm back. So, it's dry. I've folded it back over, and I probably will be doing some gesso on the other side. I might just, yeah, it'll be heavier in some places and in other, because I want some bits to be space where I can actually write some things. Okay. Alright then. This is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't mind the bright white. I was like, oh, should I get some tea on it? I don't mind the bright white. We've got kind of... We're going to have a space here. So I don't know what I feel about that. So this says, as the seasons change, and then I want trust the magic. So I don't know where this is going to go. Oh, it could go like that, as the seasons change. Trust the magic. And then I want a bit of a star there too. I'm going to go around the outside with gold. I know I said I wasn't going to do that in this journal, but you know what? It's magic. So I am loving doing this journal. It was just the thing I needed. A palette cleanser, getting your mojo back. Sometimes you need to just do something that's very repetitive, and then other times you need to do something that's completely opposite to what you normally would do. It depends, I guess. She's magic though, so she needs a bit of gold. So we all see how magic she is. Here we go. Alright, so we've got that. Did we do that in silver? Can I reach for my silver? I'll have some white gel pen, because, you know, that's the law. And I might use my silver. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's just play. Experimenting and playing. I like it. Let's put you there to dry. Go around the outside of that in silver. That's different. Try not to smudge it, but not worry about it if we do. Put you there. I think I want to go around the outside of this. Do I want it paler or darker? I think darker. The layers are really where the magic is. Just makes things look richer, and layers in different stuff, so kind of do the back of her head, and then I don't need to worry about it later. And then if it's sticking out, it's gold. Put some colour on. I've got some flowers around her hair. I like that. I've got gold all over me. Move that out of the way. Like it. Do that rose. Put another rose there. Okay, we'll come in and do that in a minute. So we've got that. Do we want to do something here? I'm not sure. Oh, somebody's blowing their nose. I do apologise. But you know, noses need blowing. Add in some layers on these flowers. Oh yeah, I like that. Do we want a slightly different yellow? I've got a slightly different yellow. Are you the same yellow? I think you're the same yellow. Let's go orange then. Oh, this dries more opaque, I remember now. Let's go here. I want a pink heart, like a soft pink heart, which is a bit... Yeah, I like that. Purple. Should we go purple or should we go different? Let's go green. Oh, or a tealy colour. Oh yeah. Now I want some of this over onto here, so let's do swirly roses. And some purple dots. Are we trusting the magic? Okay, should we do some sticking? Right then, let's get you stuck down. I'm just using this glue for speed more than anything. But it's either PVA or the Pritt stick, really. It's just, I'm using this for speed. She was at an angle, wasn't she? Yep. That was definitely there. Oh, I like that. Again, this is just stamped out of the magazine. Might be moving that star to there. Star to there. Oh no, we can have a bit of negative space. Let's put the star there. Well, I said this was for speed, but evidently not. Star. Like it. Right, that's going to go on last. We need to work out the... I have to go over my Posca centres. I've just smudged that lot. That's alright. It's absolutely fine. Okay, so those are going to go like that. We've lost the kitchen sink plug, so that's what Miles is like. Have you seen the kitchen sink plug? The chain broke and then we just lost it. But you know what? It's a quick trip to Wickes. Come back in with that Posca marker for that. I want that one to the front. So let's put this one in. Okie dokie. There, more fingers and thumbs. Okay. We're nearly there. I don't mind going over the heart because we know it's a heart. As the seasons change, trust the magic. There. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to bind it after I finished doing the journal. It's making it a lot easier. I think it's because I know I've got so many pages that I need to gesso and add paint to. It's easier doing it before you bind it. Sometimes I like it the other way around, but for this I think I definitely need to do the book and then I will bind it. So let's find that crease line again. Alright, because there'll be strings there. Right, last touch is we need to put some orange back. There. Should put some orange in there as well. Ooh, posh. 2 lots. Let's see. Will my stars work on the gesso? It's dry enough, yay. Kind of scrappy stars. where there's a gap. Okay. One last star. I think, oh, that's perhaps one last star there. There we go. A just junk page. You can make fun stuff with rubbish. So, go to your recycling bin, dig something out, make something wonderful with it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think what I'm going to do, where we're up to, we're at 26 minutes. So I'm going to go away, make a few more pages, show them to you so that there'll be a variety of pages. And then we'll end the video there. And then I'll come back with another video that'll be a flip through. Alright then, see you in a little minute. If you're still with me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell. I'd love it. Hello, I'm back. So I thought I would show you, I've done another page, and I thought I would show you my plan for the third page. And these are the centre of each of the signatures. So I planned 3 signatures with 3 pieces of paper, because I thought that's more than plenty enough for this book, and it will, I think the book will be nicely full by the end. So let's have a closer look. So this is one that's in current plan. So I went through my little kit of stuff that I've either cut out or I've stamped and then cut out and made out of the magazine pages. And I've got some words, so experience it for yourself, summer. And then I've chosen some greenery. I've got a lady here. I've got a little dragonfly that was some earrings that I've fussy cut out of the magazine, and a ladybug. So it's kind of gonna go like that. I need to gesso the background, I think. I'm trying to get rid of these people that are upside down, which is absolutely fine to do that. And I'm going to choose a colour to go in the background. So let's just gently move that to one side, because that's what I'm going to do when I've switched the camera off. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. This is getting my mojo back. I'm loving it. I love just doing something completely different. I have a style that is sort of a pretty vintage style. That is my preferred style. Kind of like using the old stuff. But then sometimes I want to do something like this. I think I want to try and blend the two more. I think that's where my Wise Woman book that's coming will be a blend of this and the old stuff. But anyway, here we're up. This is the first signature, and this is what I've got done so far, because actually it's coming together relatively quickly. So that was the page I did yesterday. When I did that, I kind of just sort of started a page. It's always a pancake, like, you know, when you make your first pancake, it's always a bit ropey. That's what my first pages of my journals are. But actually, as first pages go, it's quite sweet. It's a pocket, so I can put something else in it, which I probably will do. Make some tags and bits and pieces once I've made the pages and I know what I've got left over. And I've got a ladybird on either side. And then we turn over and we've got this lady, which is the Trust the Magic lady. It is a Finnabar stamp. And I've just folded her up, and then I've put some brown paper. That's packaging paper, out of the recycling, all the, you know, it's the free stuffs. Then I've done some, moved over and done some swapping around of the pages, because this was the centre of another signature. I was like, no, I want this in the front one. So I have done some gessoing with copper or gessoing with pink. This might get changed as I come to do these pages. And when I was doing the folding, if you're watching the first video where I sort of set the signatures, the folds make extra pages. So this is actually a fold over that I've just snipped along and made these banners, which I think will just make for interesting layering. And then we've got this for a pocket, and here we are. So we've got Start Your Journey this summer. It's got some white gesso and then just cheapy hobbycraft acrylic paint, cross-hatched, no great talent, just laying the colour down over the top of the writing, but not completely obscuring it, so that it's all about the layers. It just adds an extra texture to it. I've got paint all over me. Then I stuck my no, I painted my elements first for this. No, I didn't. I stuck them down and then I painted them with my Posca markers and my aqua markers. So I've done a little bit of like eyeshadow and some lipstick on this one, and I've just got Start Your Journey this summer. I might go around with some gold or silver around here, or I could do it with a white as well. I probably should do it with a white, and then black, that one. There'll be little bits and pieces that I'll do and just sort of finish it off. Yeah, I just realised I was out of shot. There we go. So that's that one. So that's the centre and the sort of start of the signatures. So it'll kind of go in and it'll look really good, I think. I'm very happy with it. Okay, got that one there. And then this is the centre signature. So I've got Trust the Magic as the seasons change. I might swap the signatures around. What's that one? I think that was about Experience in Summer. I don't know. We'll see. But we've got the Trust the Magic lady. I've kind of torn her in half. Because it's so abstract, can I find a full one? Because I thought I did 3 of each. So because it's such an abstract thing, you can sort of tear them up, and I mean, I think they're designed for that, to be honest, that they get torn up and restuck down in different ways. So that's what I've done. I've just torn her in half, put a butterfly there, put a star. These are all elements that were stamped in the magazine and then fussy cut out. This is some words from the magazine, As the Seasons Change, then Trust the Magic. And I've layered it up with Posca marker, aqua markers, and the metallic marker. So it's like a nice little bit of art. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with it. The next video you will see in this series will be the final one, and it'll be the flip through. So it'll just be a quick one. I'll probably put like one out once a week or something like that. See how we go. Anyway, I will talk to you soon. Bye.